What's going on, everybody? Chris Stevens back with you again on my YouTube channel. Definitely want to thank everyone for the birthday wishes. Of course, my birthday was Friday. You'll be watching this on a Monday. So if you took time out of your schedule this weekend to just wish me a happy birthday and for all the kind words and different things that people have said, definitely thank you guys. Greatly appreciate it. 38 was a very awesome year for me. I reached my weight loss goal. I started First Aid Hoops Report. I finished two books, in fact. I didn't even think about the first one. Of course, the one I just released earlier this month, In Focus, and then of course, um, yeah, and Playing the Right Notes was after my 38th birthday, which came out last October. So definitely want to thank you. Actually, last November. So thank you guys for all the birthday wishes. Greatly appreciated. It was a great year. I have no complaints. There's the weight loss. There's the starting of First Aid Hoops Report. There's the writing of books. There's everything that I wanted to squeeze into a year that ended up being a dumpster fire for the world as a whole actually came out, pretty good. So I have no complaints. 39, I'm hopeful, being this the last year of my 30s, I'm hoping it's very transformative in the same ways that 38 was. That, I continue the process of doing everything that I wrote down, everything that I envisioned, everything that I hoped for. And the hardest part probably of this new year is not knowing exactly what these first 2 months of it are going to bring. Because obviously, there's the Supreme Court shenanigans, there's the election shenanigans to come, and whatever the fallout is going to be after that. And that is very important for us to discuss, especially from a mental health standpoint, which is probably what the crux of this video is going to be about. Because I can tell you guys straight up that starting to see a therapist 8 weeks ago is probably the most important thing that I've done for myself in my entire life. I don't know if I had been ready to receive therapy and treatment before, but it seems like at this point in my life, it probably was the right time. And, after doing all of the heavy lifting, losing the weight physically, I realized that I still had some things that I had to work on mentally and emotionally, and those things are still very much a work in progress. So I am not going to sit here and pretend like it is the cure-all, that everything is all good. It's a lifelong process, maintaining your mental health, maintaining your self-care, and all these different things that you have to do to kind of bring yourself peace. And that is something that I want to drive home as a person that's new to therapy. Because I can tell you that when I started, I did not know what to expect. I just knew that it was long past due for me. I remember feeling like, I don't know how this is going to go. I don't know what this is going to bring. I don't know if this is a great decision that I'm making, even though, granted, I knew it was the right decision at the time. And 2 months later, I can say that so much of how I see myself and the world around me is starting to change. And those are the things that you kind of miss out on when you're not being as, honest with yourself about the things that you need to do to make yourself a better person. And that was something that I struggled with for a very long time. If you want to read more about it, if me talking about it is just not enough for you, I'll include a link to my blog about entering therapy in the description of this video. So if this video is just something that you want to, if it inspires you to want to read more, is what I'm trying to say, feel free to click the link that'll be in the description. Trying to do these videos all in one take is tough for me because my mind tends to wander, and I'm still an and ah type of person. So just work with me because I am not in a mood to edit. As I discussed in a previous video, that I edited video for about 4 months this year, doing different, highlight packages and different things for the games that I shot for First Aid Hoops Report. So editing a YouTube video is not high on my list of priorities as of yet. Maybe they will. Maybe I'll be, fortunate enough to come into some money to hire somebody to edit these videos for me. But for now, just call me One Take Chris. That being said, and yeah, there's another one of those awkward pauses. And yeah, let me just get myself together. Therapy really changes the way you see yourself. It should anyway. Because for the longest time, even before I lost the weight, even after, I should say, before losing the weight, it was very obvious that I didn't like myself. I wasn't very high on trying to, see the best in myself, and therefore, alienating myself from different opportunities, meeting different people, trying new things, different experiences. I lost out on a lot because I didn't think of myself as being worthy enough to try and seek out certain things. Then, of course, you decide, okay, you want to lose weight, and you do, and it's almost 2 years of hard work. Like, you put the work in. Like, I can look at myself in the mirror and say that I busted my ass to get down to 235 pounds. Okay, like, there's no way that I'm going to be able to sit here and say, well, maybe I could have gone a little harder. Maybe I could have done this a little different. No, I put the work in. So that's something I should be proud of. That's something I should be happy with. But also at the same time, I knew deep down inside that that wasn't the whole only thing that I needed to fix. And I think that's the thing a lot of black men face, when we're talking about our mental health, is that we feel like just this one thing or this one happenstance, or if something breaks the right way, or this door opens, or that door cracks, or you get rid of this, or you start using that, or start doing that, that everything is going to be okay, and it's not. Like, that was it for me. Like, I thought losing 115 pounds was going to make me instantly feel better about myself, make me instantly more attractive to women, make me more popular, make me more secure with myself. And I realized that that wasn't the case. So I did something that I probably should have done years ago, which was start looking for a therapist. And I found a great group of black women therapists, 2 Impact Services out of Newark, Delaware. And they're getting me right. They are getting me right. Everything that, all the traumas from my childhood, from young adulthood, to even through the end of my 30s, like, my life has not been a crystal stair. Shout out to Langston Hughes. That I finally can start to heal from everything that has bothered me over the years, whether it's from someone else's mistreatment, whether it's from the way I've treated myself harshly. And those are the things that you have to really take stock of if you're going to really succeed and thrive in therapy and treatment. Because it's one thing to just, go to a therapist for an hour a day and, just dump everything off and say, okay, all right, this is what's bothering me. This is what's getting on my nerves. This is what hurts my feelings. Boom, I'm done. No, that's not how it works. You have to really put in the work. And that is probably why I feel like this whole year, the year of 38, was very transformative for me, because it was the year I finally got serious about doing the work, for myself. Like, not with anyone else in mind. And granted, I will be the first to admit, when I first started back to losing the weight, because I've had, weight loss, jump, processes before that have either gone well or not gone well. And I'll probably talk more about that in another video. But, okay, let me just go ahead and say the December 1st, 2018 was when I finally got back in the gym for serious. When you guys see the side-by-side picture, whenever I decide to do a Transformation Tuesday post or whatever, you'll see that, the change is there. The change is evident physically. I went on a date, and the date was a disaster. Like, she wasn't feeling me. I'm not sure if I was feeling her, but my feelings were still hurt, because it felt like she was being very, I don't know what the word I'm looking for is. Probably like, looking down on me because I was heavy. And granted, on OkCupid, you have to put pictures up, so it was obvious that I was a big guy from the photos. But either way, that date destroyed me in so many ways that I said, you know what, I'm just going to lose weight and see what happens from there. Because it's just the weight. It's probably just the fact that I'm 350, 360, 370 pounds, whatever I was at the time. And and once I started putting the work in, it stopped being more about trying to impress women and more about trying to impress me. And I had never had that feeling before of trying to be better for myself. Anything I had ever done for self-improvement or anything I had ever tried to achieve was to try to please other people. This was the first time, probably about 6 months into it, I was like, okay, this is for me this time. It's not for anybody else, it's for me. And that's probably why it stuck this time, was that I'm finally in a space where I'm working on being better for me. And that's probably why I finally was able to say, okay, I need therapy. I need someone to talk to about these depressive thoughts, these, dating issues, these romantic issues, these family issues, and so on. And it's working. It's still a work in progress, but I can feel it working. So, very grateful for that. And I really want to encourage other brothers that are watching this video. If you haven't yet, if you have the resources, it's very important that you have the resources. Because God knows what's going to happen with our health insurance if this Amy Coney Barrett lady gets on the Supreme Court. Like, we really are looking at losing all of our health insurance, all of us. So, this is keep that in mind. If you have a good job that allows you health insurance, either to pay for health insurance or provide you with health insurance, please look into it. Because it'll be the best thing you've ever done for yourself. For you. Trust me, I'm a living witness. But, that's something I definitely want to get across to any black men and brothers that stumble across this video. Seek therapy. Because we are not only hurting ourselves, we're hurting the ones around us with how we respond to trauma, or how we indirectly, accidentally, or even maliciously in some cases, inflict trauma on those around us that may care about us, or people that, don't deserve any, reactions from us. And that's the thing that you have to learn the most in therapy, is that no one else is responsible for how you see yourself but you. And that's something that I've had to learn. And that's something that I've had to really, be honest with myself about, that seeking the approval of other people has literally taken years away from me. And now that I'm finally in a place where if it don't make me feel good, I don't give a damn. That has changed my entire perspective. And in some cases, that can be harmful because people will, project that on you as you being a bad guy or a villain. You have to be willing, as to wear the black hat. I'll never forget this. I was reading something about the early days of Dr. J when he first signed with the Sixers. It was kind of like when LeBron joined the Miami Heat. And George McGinnis in Sports Illustrated article said, the world thought of us as nothing but a bunch of cocky, high-priced niggas. And Dr. J said, somebody had to wear the black hat, so we just decided to wear the black hats. You have to decide that if you're going to be better for you and you're not actively harming anyone, this is the key. You can't actively be harming someone and be a better person for you. You have to be better for yourself and then let people deal with their own issues and try to project and guilt trip on their own time. You have to be comfortable wearing that black hat if you're going to be better for yourself. I'm at a place in my life now where my hats are black, all of them. Even though I just cut my hair. I cut my hair myself because I like saving money. I'm cheap. I'm sorry. I'm cheap when it comes to certain things like that. But yeah, you have to be willing to wear the black hat if you're going to be better for yourself. That's just brass tacks. You can't hide it. You can't skirt away around it. There are people that are going to be upset that you are changing. There are going to be people that are going to talk behind your back because you're changing. But you have to be okay with that, because on the other side of that is a better life for you. And that's something that I'm so looking forward to, that I'm looking forward to, a new living situation. I'm looking forward to being able to do the things that I want to do and not being responsible for anybody else's well-being or welfare, because I don't have any children. I don't have any, I don't have a spouse. It should be just me out here. And for me to finally realize that, and my therapist got this in my head, that it was okay for me to be selfish, it literally changed my life. And that's what I want for everybody, to have that life-changing moment, that it's okay to be selfish. It's okay to look out for you. It's okay to look out for your best interest and not do anything that you don't want to do or you feel like it's going to set you back. Do that by all means, because you only get one life and you only have one person that you spend every second of every day with, and that person is you. And the moment that you realize that that person has to come first before anybody else, you start living a whole lot different. And that is what I'm looking forward to. I never saw the light at the end of the tunnel before, but now I can see it. So that is something that I'm very much looking forward to, and it's something that I very much want anybody watching this video to understand when I'm talking about therapy. Because this video, and I'm not even mindful of the time. If it goes 30 minutes, it goes 30 minutes. Fuck it. Got a lot to say. So, I want everyone to understand that I'm coming from a place of a person who literally hated it when people would say, you need to see therapy. You probably are depressed. I took it as like the greatest insult of all insults. I really thought people were calling me crazy. I would write people off. I would cuss people out. I was not in a good place at that time. Now that I can look at myself in the face, I can look at myself in the mirror and say, you can be better. You have to be better. You deserve it for yourself to be better. That changed everything. That literally changed everything. So just be mindful that whatever is bothering you, you're not alone. And if you have the resources, there are people out there qualified, degreed, experienced, and empathetic enough to help you. You don't have to worry about, disclosing your traumas or your fears or your anxieties to someone who's going to turn around and shit on you or, talk behind your back or make fun of you. There are people out there that are qualified and, most importantly, promise and practice anonymity to give you that help. That's it right there, man. So please, by all means, if you feel yourself being depressed, if you feel yourself being anxious, if you have moments of suicide ideation or whatever, and they can be very small. Like, there were times in my life when I felt like, I wasn't sure I wanted to be here. Every once in a while, that feeling might creep in every so often. Not as much as they used to. But it still happens. But if you deal with any of those feelings, seek help. Because it's out there for you, and you deserve it. You deserve to live a better life for yourself. The moment you start realizing that is the moment the whole game changes. So that is what I want for everyone to understand. That is what I want for everybody to take from this video, because I didn't plan on ranting or raving about mental health. My goals, my original plan was to talk about what I wanted to do for this upcoming year. I can always talk about that another time. Because what is time anyway? We're still stuck in the house. We're still under Corona supervision. We're still, dealing with a lot. Just gotta take it day by day. Take it day by day, second by second, because that's all we are really living for is the next second. The next second I'm talking in this video. The moment when I finish recording this and start probably working on something that I promised myself I was going to work on last week, but I'll probably start doing this week, and that's the next book, which is probably going to be like a holiday-themed romance or something like that. I haven't decided yet. But that's what the brainstorming process is for. But you just got to live second to second, minute to minute, hour to hour, day to day, week to week, month to month, year to year. Whatever the time is you are allowed to breathe, is how you just have to live for that next moment. That is what life is all about at this point. We don't know what's going to happen with the election. We don't know what's going to happen with COVID. We don't know what's going to happen with the environment. You just got to take it second by second. And that's why I'm really not tripping off the length of this video, because I wanted to keep my videos to 5 minutes, and I realized I'd like to talk, so try to keep them between 10 and 15. We are working on 18 minutes. Like I said, if this goes 30 or whatever, is what it is. If you watch it, great. If you want to skip around it, great. If you want to, ask me what is the best part of the video to listen to, just shoot me a question. I'm on Twitter at CJ Writes and Things. I'll put that in the description. And, if you like, okay, what is the best part of this video to watch because it's hella long, I'll be glad to tell you. Definitely be glad to tell you. But I can probably still talk about the things I want to accomplish, for 39 heading into 40. Definitely first and foremost is hopefully if I'm able to keep my health insurance, that I keep seeing my therapist, because I feel so good every Thursday at 11 a.m., logging into therapy, teletherapy, because they are not taking clients in person at the time. The leader of the practice, the head of the practice, Ms. Mose, says that she hopes at some point in the near future that once a month we can come in for in-person. But for right now, it's just teletherapy. So hopefully that's the first thing I can do, is keep my therapy up. Second thing is, keep my weight down. 235 is good. My original goal was 220, but when I started seeing myself feeling kind of thin at 245, 250, I was like, yeah, I can get away with 230, 235. So, yeah, I'm at 235 right now. smallest I've ever been as an adult. Feels good, way more energy. Feel better about myself as a person, on the outside. Like I can look at myself in the mirror. I can look at the video camera, on this MacBook Air and not feel like I have to look away. That I can look at myself dead in the face and say, okay, I'm not that bad. So those are the main two things: to keep my therapy up, or take the coping sessions if I have to drop, my health insurances. Keep the coping, mechanisms up that they taught me, or I still might just, find it in my budget to see them once or twice a month. Matter of fact, I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. I am gonna keep my therapy somehow, some way. Don't know how if I lose my insurance, but I'm gonna do it. Definitely keep my weight down. Also, I still want to get better at having more of a presence, when it comes to being a writer, a journalist, because nowadays it is very important that you have a social media presence, that you have a multimedia presence. That's probably why I started vlogging in the first place, because I knew that at some point podcasting wasn't going to be enough. People were going to want to see my face. People were going to try to read my eyes. People were going to see how I talk, see how I speak. So, just be stronger and better at, branding me. Because, the brand is everything these days. The brand is strong. Shout out to Jesus and Mero. But I just have to be better at, putting myself out there, because at some point I want to be, my own boss. I tried it before, failed miserably, feel like I'm in a better place to try it at this point. So I want to continue writing books. I want to continue to be a freelance journalist. I want to continue to shoot video, podcast, freelance, do all these different things, and have it, be a reasonable and plausible source of income for me. So I have to keep working, basically. And that means if you want to have me as a guest on your podcast or your live stream or whatever, I am available. You will find my links in this description. I have email that you can reach me at chrisstevenswrites@gmail.com. If you're interested in having me on as a guest, I can talk music, I can talk sports, I can talk whatever's going on in the world, pretty much. Just let me know. I am open and available. Book me, as they say. Book me, to be a guest on whatever you have. And, well, that's pretty much it, because right now I'm starting to get a little hungry. I got birthday cake I ain't finished yet. Shout out to Serpy's Bakery in Ellesmere. Bomb carrot cake with cream cheese frosting. I'm glad I found you guys. So I'm going to finish my birthday cake, watch some football, probably put this video to be uploaded on Monday morning. In fact, you probably will be watching this Monday morning. I'm almost certain of it. So 23 minutes. Yeah, that's a good enough time, for me to talk about, what I want out of life. Because like I said, I wanted to keep these videos originally between 5 to 10 minutes. 20 minutes is fine. I see a lot of things. One of my favorite YouTubers to watch is Shannon Boudram, Shan Booty, the sexologist. And her videos can go 20, 25, 30 minutes. And people still tune in because she has a presence. She has a lot to say and a lot to talk about. And she's engaging and she's attractive. That helps. My attractiveness, I will leave up to you, because beauty is in the eye of the beholder. So that pretty much I'll leave up to y'all. But that's going to cover it for this edition of the Chris Stevens Writes YouTube channel. Greatly appreciate you guys for watching. Leave a comment, like. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, because as my man Jeff the Style OG says, helps the channel to grow. So that's it for now. So until next time we speak, y'all stay healthy, stay safe, and stay up. Damn. Didn't have the arrow in the right place. But that's okay. So once again, stay safe, stay healthy, and stay up.